And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This week's live. Dissolve your fear in the power of your love is the theme of today's live meditation with Chongfu. Sally's just going into trance. Really welcoming you here. Welcoming you to go deep today with our beloved Isa and Chongfu. Remembering to get all of your shungite and crystals about you. And to call in all of your guides and helpers to be close with you as we build this beautiful worldwide temple of light. And together we're a part of the great awakening. So we're going to aim to go live for around an hour today, and we look forward to receiving your questions at the end. So we normally receive a beautiful teaching and a blessing from Isa and from Chongfu, and then we do a bit of Q&A to end with a beautiful short meditation at the end. And if you're new upon the channel and you want to subscribe and help the channel grow, that would be really beautiful. And if you want to share the videos with any beloveds, this all helps the channel to grow and for the message to reach more people. So after the video's been live afterwards and it's on the channel, leaving comments after the video's been live is also really amazing and helps the video grow. So many blessings, and hope you enjoy today's live.
Yon am itoko orate la yisakaja. Ino enam. You know me, my beloved children. I welcome you to my temple. I who dwell within your heart, inside, within the vastness of the light from which all creation emanates, my beloved, that which is beyond, that which you cannot see with the eye, but only with your soul, the eyes of your heart, through which your soul can see. My beloved, open the vastness of your heart. Open the gateway so your soul can see everything. Whether you see darkness or you see light, remember, all is one. You see perhaps the surface that appears dark or appears light. But my beloved, this is my creation. All is well. Understand, it is for you. All that is happening is for your soul to evolve, to grow, to become strong, to become reunited with the source of your being. The light that you are is vast, all radiant, all embracing, my beloved. There is no end to you. There is no limit to your radiance, only that which you place there. You dwell within me, within the vastness of all that is. Your eternal being shines. And here upon this earth, yes, I bring forward darkness and light for you to know yourself, that you are of the light born, nourished, sustained, and called forward. Sometimes to shine your light in dark places, sometimes to stand with your light up against the dark, to feel what that is, my beloved, but not to be deluded, not to think that the darkness is different. It only appears so. For I am in all things the presence, my beloved, and only light am I, even within the darkness shining. And darkness has no sway, my beloved, but to show you the light, to remind you of your power, that is love. Oh, be never afraid, my beautiful children. For when you are dwelling inside my heart, you are entirely safe, entirely protected. For you are one with the great power of creation. You are the light shining, the light that is beyond form of dark or light, that is all that is the presence of my being. Oh, my beloved, hear me, feel me, touch me. I am within. I am all around. I am in all things. And I am you. We are one love, my beloved children.
Thank you, Isis. Thank you. And if you ever want to bring the Divine Mother presence in for yourself, you just sing. And you just say, I call in and command forth the presence of the Divine Mother to lift me up inside. Hear my sound. She'll come into any sound.
Yes.
Peace.
Greetings, beloved.
Thank you.
Greetings. Welcome, welcome to you all. What a delight it is always to come forward to you in the physical plane, to come forward to you on the inside, in this temple of light, to welcome you here. I see you, beloved. We give thanks today for the blessings of Isa, Goddess Isis, Aset. She has many names. Many are the faces of the Divine Mother, beloved, in all the forms of beauty around you, in all the forms of darkness and of light. Sometimes she is visible, sometimes invisible. Yet you can always feel her, beloved, within you. Whether you are man or woman, boy or girl, you emanate from the womb of creation, of the Great Mother, the center, the cosmic sun. I welcome here all your guides and helpers, all your family and relations, ancestors, ascended ancestors, council of the light, the angelic and archangelic beings, solar lords and deities, elemental beings, spirits, powers, deities of earth, air, fire, water, and ether, all of your allies, familiars, power beings. Invite them, beloved. Feel them with you. Give them a thought, an energy, some of your love. Welcome the star beings, extraterrestrial beings. Remember, you are the bridge between the high dimensions of light, beings who dwell in the worlds of light, and the earth, and this physical realm where you have a body, where you can bring forward that love, that divine love, into manifestation. Empower your life with divine love, dear ones. That is what I want to talk to you about today, the power that is within you. That is love. Those of you who are parents, who have children, whether physical or spirit children, those of you who love animals, those of you who are in relationship, those of you who serve, who are carers, you understand that which is love, the feeling of it, the sense of it, the beauty of it, the power of it, the reality that is love. The truth is, all is love. Anything other than love It is in that sense there for you to find love again, like a boulder on the path that you stumble across until you get back on your path of light, of love. Everything has a purpose in your life. Every event, every meeting, every relationship, every experience. Nothing is out of place, though you might say, I don't really understand why I had to have this misfortune or that tragedy, that loss, that pain, that separation, and yet your soul knows. You know many things that your mind may have forgotten. Which is why we always welcome in the Akashic record keepers who work with your guides and helpers in those parts of your soul that your mind cannot quite access. For deep as you are, oftentimes you can't access that depth. Like a great diver diving into the ocean of your being, sometimes it is a little too far. You don't have the apparatus to still breathe at that depth of your being. Your consciousness cannot stay awake. And so that is why you have your guides, your Akashic record keepers, all the beings who work with you on the inner plane to bring forward into your accessible soul memory that which can help you understand your path and the difficulties, obstacles, obstructions, initiations, and challenges of your life. But the most important thing is to remember this very simple statement: all is perfect. Even if it is painful, agony, almost beyond what you feel is your capacity, beloved, it's perfect. Because the meaning of that word is that it is made in a perfect way. It does not mean it is finished, it is the end, it is something complete and ready. No, it is made. If you understand Latin, then you understand it is on the way, perfect. It is going through towards being made. So it's always perfect. It's always going through. It's not a finalized statement. Perfection is ongoing. The making, the manifesting, you becoming, because you are your own creation. And so we have words that have been created through time for these experiences, all the emotions that you have on this journey upon the earth. And every generation, the human race evolves, understands more, has a better language for this journey. Although there are those, of course, who in that sense are not on the evolutionary path, perhaps yet, in the way that you all are, who come here to share with an ascended being, a being who does not incarnate anymore. You are interested in that because you are ascending. You are evolving, developing, improving yourselves, getting to know the truth that your soul brings to you through your heart, through your subconscious mind, through your dream time, through your senses, beyond the mind. I call this the deep understanding that is beyond the mind. It does not have words necessarily. Your intellect cannot grasp this truth that is of your soul easily. Your intellect has to be taught by your soul, by your heart, has to be taught by love. Your intellect does not necessarily understand love. And you live in a culture, well, yes, we have talked about it a lot. A culture which has minimized or tried to minimize the importance of love, has often tried to quantify it, sell it, value it, and box it up, package it. But it doesn't sell, does it? That's right. And yet, for you to be successful in your life, to have abundance, to grow, to become magnetic, strong as your soul wishes to manifest, yes, you have to be nourished by love. For all the money in the world, all the success, all the praise, all the adulation None of it means anything without love. You cannot buy it. You cannot achieve it. You cannot force it to happen. It will not respond to power, pressure. It cannot happen unless your soul is in alignment with your heart. It does not depend so much upon your mind, but it depends upon your soul being present. And in order for your soul to be fully present in your heart and aligned to the source of all love, in many senses, you have to surrender. You have to surrender your sense of importance, of self-importance. You have to become humble. You have to allow the divine essence to enter you. And notice I'm saying have to. Well, you choose, of course. You don't have to do anything. Love never forces you. You just can't help it. When you come to that place of passionate love, you are one with the divine. As Isa really was saying to you today, understand she is love within you. You are love within her. We are all one being in this love. So I then want to come and bring your attention to a very predominant word in your culture, in your experience right now, which is fear. What place does it have in a world that is designed for your evolution which presupposes the central theme of love at all times? That's right, it is the opposite. It is the duality. It is the opposite of love. Love cannot be included in that sense in the word fear. The only possibility is to include fear inside the love, to embrace it, to hold it, to know yourself where you hold that fear. Sometimes it is so bad, it is trauma. It might be manifesting in physical symptoms. Fear does manifest in physical symptoms, shaking, terror, organs that can't work properly. Fear within you is the greatest obstacle that you have. Really, we can track everything back to pain, painful experiences, abuse, cruelty, hardship, loss, lack, grief. And we can trace all that back within you in your experiences, and we can know that all fear within you is from either witnessing firsthand or experiencing firsthand the results of abuse, cruelty, hardship, loss, grief that lead to fear, pain, sadness. These are real experiences. You may not remember them in this life, or you may have vivid memory of traumatic experiences. But whether you can remember why you are shaking or traumatized or have a condition of fear that seems to be endemic inside you, it seems to just be there, understand it is perfect. And what I mean by that is you are bringing forward an aspect of your soul that you may not remember in your mind. You may not have an active visual understanding or sensual understanding, but that is it. It's in your body. Your soul brought it there because in some way, this journey for you of dissolving that fear is the greatest teacher you could possibly have in this life. And now in this time in your world, look at what is happening. Some people are saying, what happened to God? God is, we've been abandoned. We're being overruled by these draconian powers that are hurting us, that are keeping us enslaved, imprisoned, held down, silenced, isolated, separated. But there is always the divine plan. It never goes away. The divine beings do not suddenly let hold of creation. Let it go. No. All things are held within the divine plan. But sometimes extreme measures are needed. And so the divine beings, the light beings, the great solar lords, the great creator beings, they allow the darkness to become visible, to shake up many levels of consciousness, but coming especially into the lower astral and physical realms, so that you understand the purpose of divine love. You understand the purpose of your life, of your warriorship, of the work you are doing as light workers, warriors of the light, healers, seers, shamankas, priests and priestesses, people of the spirit, people of the light, people of God and Goddess. That is it. You're in the dual world here. And so at this time, it's so important for you to remember not to get sucked into a belief structure of any kind of reality that you need to be involved with here in this dimension that brings about fear, or that is impacted by fear. Fear. Just feel it for a moment, that word, what that brings for you. Perhaps it brings nothing. Perhaps you have really understood what it's for. And you know how to quickly reorientate yourself when it comes knocking at your door, either seeming to do so, or just the idea it might do so, the idea of power over tyrannical, monstrous types of energy coming to in some way plague or harass you. Perhaps you've experienced it, perhaps before, perhaps recently, perhaps you've witnessed it. I want you to remember, beloveds, you are the warriors of the light. You are those who are bringing this divine love into your body, heart, mind, into manifestation. How are you ever going to practice this if there is not a situation that calls forward the highest, most divine presence of love? Yes, that is how it's done. Throughout time, there have been crises, spiritual crises upon the earth and throughout the cosmos, as the divine beings do bring forward the matter, the content for your soul's journeys. And so you have heard me a lot, beloveds. You know where we are going. We are moving towards the creation of a new paradigm here upon the earth. But we do not get to do that as though it's a holiday, as though it's just a party. I'm not saying it won't be a holiday and a party. But those of you who put on parties and festivals, you know what hard work it is to build the infrastructure, to make safety for people, make it possible for people to have the most wonderful time, and it's no different now upon the earth. This is the time of the building of the infrastructure, of the inner realities, of the people who stand firm, who come together, who make the societies, who create the communities, who are creating the safety, like a scaffolding, like a structure into which all that goodness can be poured and contained and will be sustained and will move forward and feed more people who come, and who will then create more abundance and feed more people who come. But you are those creating the start, the beginning, the seeds. You have the ideas, you have the understanding. You know, perhaps because of a little fear, but mostly because of the power of the light that shines within you, that you have always known why you were here. You came fully with your soul prepared to be that warrior of the light, or you would not be also here listening to me. For such are the laws of attraction, that those of us present in your society, in your world, in your countries, everywhere, we come forward because you call us, and then we call you, and then it is a mutual dialogue where you are showing us where you need us most. But you are also signposts, as we are on the inner plane, to where our energies are needed the most, where most love is needed to dissolve the trauma and the fear, the pain, the separation, the grief, and the loss. And so it is at such times, beloved, that the Christ light, the creation light of power, of the source, shines most brightly in the darkest of times. And you are that light. Those of you who come forward and work on yourselves, you who decide to dissolve the fear within you, that you may be the greatest instrument for this earth at this time to shine, to love, to hold, to heal, to vision, to create. And so, beloved, notice, what are you most afraid of right now? Perhaps it is physical health. Perhaps it is money, your job, the uncertainty that is happening all around you, seeing people in a bad way. Perhaps understanding why, perhaps not understanding why. Feel. What are you uncertain about? What are you doubtful, anxious about? Just feel it. Don't worry about the answer right now. Maybe there will be some questions later. I will answer them. But right now it's about feeling. Not thinking. Sensing. Feel your body. Relax a moment. Breathe deep. Relax your mind. Just rest for a moment so that thoughts can come bubbling up from inside the subconscious mind. Impressions that you invite forward from deep within, where the fear lies often below the consciousness, as you try to stay above it, trying to stay positive and strong. And that's good. But also, we must not be afraid of fear, beloved. Remembering, it is a part of you you're working on. How will you know where to work on yourself if you don't have a bit of weakness somewhere? If you don't have some uncertainty that's uninformed by your divine nature, that needs the help of the divine within you. For you are all that is. You are the instrument that brings forward everything, the dark and the light. So if the so-called dark here is the fear, and it is there, pay attention. Take notice. Breathe into it. Listen. Perhaps it has a voice. Perhaps it says something. Think about where you feel uncomfortable in your life. Maybe there are things you want to do, but you don't feel you can. You feel stopped, blocked, obstructed. Maybe you're just worried about someone. That's a type of fear, worry, anxiety. Resistance is also a kind of fear. You know you should do something, or you think you should, but you just can't seem to get round to it. There's always something that stops you doing that thing that you know you're really going to feel good when you do it. Perhaps it's something you want to say, communicate. Perhaps you are afraid of loss. Perhaps you are preempting the loss of some dear friends. Or perhaps didn't understand everything you understood. And perhaps they put themselves in harm's way. Knowing that we are here in the great temple of love, of Isa Isa, of the spirits, of the gods and goddesses. Knowing that, beloved, imagine there is a beautiful altar in the center. In fact, it is so beautiful, I doubt you could imagine more beauty of what is here. Offerings of all kinds, the prayers of billions of souls. For each of you are connected to others that are connected unto the light beings and ascended beings, and each of you bring a lot of prayer to your life. And so standing here, you are connected to billions of souls throughout those who are living upon the earth and those who are in the astral realms, close to the earth, still moving through, moving on, still needing help. And in your mind's eye, gather those souls that you know you are connected to. Perhaps there are hundreds that you even do know, that know hundreds more. Know that all light is connected. Feel strands of light going from you to all the beloved souls that you work with in the spirit world, relations, children, parents, grandparents, guides and helpers. Feel those strands of light going out in a great web of connection, of at-one-ment, and that light flows back to you. And here in this temple of light, looking around at all those who are gathered with you, and those who will gather in future times, who will also join you here in the timeless, eternal temple of light. And as the time runs on the physical plane, the souls will come and go in and out of the temple, receiving the love from the divine source that you are connecting here. You are plugging all these souls and all these relations, all these families and all these friends into the main connection to the cosmic central sun, eternal light, eternal love, limitless, unconditional love, pouring in onto this altar, onto all these offerings, all these prayers for all these spirits, whether in bodies or moving through the astral planes, through the bardos. Open your heart, each and every one. You are precious. You stand between the higher frequencies of light domains and these earthly realms, where brave warriors come to take bodies and oftentimes become dissociated. And without help or guidance, sometimes they become lost. And many rescue workers are coming forward from the worlds of light to come and help you today. For while working on your own fear and bringing it into dissolution, you are also bringing that light of dissolution to all the spirits, physical or etheric, who connect with you. It is like setting up a grid of power that never goes. And so any time going forward, any evening, day, or afternoon, you can decide to bring someone that you love into this grid of light, this healing reconnection grid, where each soul is reminded that what they need is the love from the divine source. That's all they need to make their life work. whether their life is a physical life or they have moved into the next dimension. Love is literally the power. It is what everything runs on. This universe is made from love. And yes, there are those who forget and who try to take the power of that love and distort it and separate it from love, but it never lasts. It can be an illusion for a time. And that is why fear is needed, to wake you up and to remind you, oh yes, I forgot the power of the love and I was distracted by the love of power. For a moment there, or even for a lifetime or several, I got pulled away from the center of my being. I got convinced by an illusion, by an untruth, by an appearance, by the seeming wealth and riches of those who succumb to the influences of the love of power, the love of influence without love. We do not say that power is not wonderful if it is the power of love. We do not say that influence is not wonderful if it is the influence of love. But without love, everything disintegrates. And it disintegrates into fear. Your only protection, beloved, is your connection to the divine source. Once you understand that in every day and every night and every moment of your life, that is the truth, the reality, that is where you need to live, because you are a divine being. You do not belong to the earth exactly. You have taken an earth body, but you belong to the source of all love. You always will. And even though some beings have taken a long detour to hell, to forgetting, to separation, allowing the love of power to take them away from the divine source. In the end, though that may take eons, they will come back. They will be reabsorbed. Perhaps they will be dissolved and become light again. Or perhaps they will understand. And they will heal. And remember who they are. So I would like you now, beloved, as you stand at this altar of great beauty, to bring an offering. It can be a flower or many flowers, can be petals, crystals, can be sacred oils, creations of yours in your mind's eye. Bring something precious, a gift for the divine beings who are working with you today. An expression of your love, of your honoring of the divine. And as you feel your presence in this temple and your intentional offering and gift to the divine beings, feel yourself also bring your fear. Place it at the edge of the altar. Offer it, knowing there is great value in your intention to offer your fear to the love divine. Like a fire, the love consumes the fear. The fear is like the wood or the coal you put on the fire. For love is all embracing. Love transforms everything. The most terrifying fear, the most unthinkable, body shaking, gut wrenching terror. Nothing is too separate and divisive and terrifying for love to enter in and transform it. Just breathe. Leave that fear there. Come back a little. Feel yourself leave that fear on the altar. And just be aware. The altar is also within you, beloved. And you are about to perform an alchemical ritual of transformation. You have seen what a forge fire does to steel when it goes red hot and you can move it. And yet that steel is hard when it is cooled down. So feel the love that comes from the divine source. And know that however hard and ingrained and embedded the fear is, that you may have walked with it for generations. It may have come from the ancestors. You may be one of the ancestors who has been badly abused, tortured, maimed, harmed by the forces of darkness. And yet, you who are an eternal being who are here now, feel the abundance of this love that pours uninhibitedly from the source of creation. Feel it coming now, pouring in great golden tracts of light, like waterfalls falling upon the altar, as though they are hands that pick up the bundle of fear that you have placed there and bring it to the center where the fire, the passion, the divine presence is hot, hot. Feel the love, the divine love that is coming into this presence, into your temple, to take your fear and burn it, like the flames burn coal and wood and create dust. Feel your fear being consumed by the divine fire of love, manifesting as that fierce heat going deep inside you. Feel that there are pockets within you where those flames can travel in, can take hold of something perhaps you had not seen, places where it is hard to go, old places, places of pain that perhaps got buried, hidden. But the flame licks under the doors, licks under anywhere where the fear is hidden, the pain of the past, and brings it, takes it out, brings it to the center, puts it into the fire, and the fire is bringing all the fear in from the edges of the altar, the golden fire of light, of the divine presence, the fire of love, the passion, taking everything, bringing it all in, and the offerings and everything are disappearing as the divine beings work through the flames and take all your offerings into the heart of love. And as everything is consumed, as everything is received by the divine beings, the fire gradually dies down and the golden light floods the altar and floods your beings and wraps itself around you in a beautiful golden blanket, so warm, gentle. And feel yourself laying down by the altar, resting, receiving. Feel those gentle rays of warmth stroking through inside your body, bringing the divine love to some of the places that you emptied out, filling old places within you that were full of fear, filling them now with golden love presence. There is a gentle song. This beautiful love seems to sing a song inside your body. For you are the creation of love. The divine love loves you, and you are the love of the divine. You are the song of creation. You are the beauty. You have within you the power to dissolve all that is past. You have within you the love to create that which is known as the future. And you are timeless. You are eternal. Let the song come through. Hear the spirits. Reaching deep. Feel the hands of love moving inside you, soothing, gently, massaging, loving your organs, especially your kidneys, your adrenals, your liver. Perhaps there are small shards of painful matter left that you can release into the flow of this golden, warm love. That it may be taken away from your body, stored as the resource deep within your soul, this transformed matter, fear transformed, pain transformed, to become the resource for new creation. At this time, approaching the time in the northern hemisphere, a time of the dark goddess and god who take the old and renew it. The southern hemisphere, a time of the birthing of the new light. Feel within you that light going deep, traveling, moving, flowing. You are always changing, growing. You are always creating more cells, more thoughts, more ideas. You are the hands, the mind, the eyes, the ears of the Creator beings working through you. You inside. Feeling yourself opening your crown center to receive the blessings, the divine presence. Feeling your willingness to be guided in your life, to be brave and courageous, drinking in this love, knowing the divine presence will always be with you on this journey of transformation and rebirth. And will always help you dissolve the fear in the greatness of the heart of love. Blessings and peace.
Blessings and peace. So if you do want to ask beloved Changpu any questions, Dervil says thank you so much, Changpu.
Beloved, great blessings to you.
Mason Gobi, bless the one. Love in 3.
Blessings and peace, beloved.
Clara Cardamone, hi. See if I can...
Welcome, dear one.
Wow, there doesn't seem to be any questions.
Oh, that's wonderful.
See
It
if
does
there's-
take people a little bit of time to come back. We had a deep journey, didn't we?
Yeah.
We can just wait a little, but that's fine.
Are there any ways that we can move fear
In
like
the physical.
each day? Is there a little...
Well, you know, Jerome, why don't you share some knowledge about using crystals and shungite and meditation and sound, movement, release, fire? Why don't you just share some of your experiences of moving fear? Because you're actually really good at it, Jerome, and at helping people to move fear. Because what is fear, after all? It is an energy in the body that has come about because of a thought form. So something that came in through the mind entered the heart, and in that sense, either it's a memory, you know, it is an experience that got stored inside you, in your body, but your mind has remembered and is trying to clear it. You see, it's all about movement, really. It's all about being able to flow and arrive back in full presence, because fear really is a reminder that's a part of you that's not quite present. And so by moving it, you become more present. Or you could say it the other way, that by helping yourself to become more present, you have more power then to dissolve the fear. So sometimes you can work with crystals, can't you, Jerome, to become more present.
Yeah, I love crystal balls as well, and that was really the joy of doing Sacred Sound. I've actually got a beautiful channel which you're welcome to check out.
Is beautiful indeed.
Jerome Zoran Sacred Sound on YouTube, because for me that is a way that, and we heard Chung Fu singing there and bringing that beautiful song in, because I think for me I get kind of like from time to time stuck in the mind, and the only way to come out of the mind is when I do a long tone, and I'm sure you all know about that are listening today, just toning these long, strong notes that where you feel the sound start to come into the body and resonate in
And what
the
does
body.
it do, Jerome? What does it do? What actually happens in the chakras? What is it that's going on?
It's actually making the chakras spin.
That's it.
And then what happens is then it helps the body throw off any kind of niggly vibrations, and the cells then resonate, and then the more of the sweet sound comes in, and then the love, you could say, beams in on that. But I think some of the ways that we work are perhaps more upside down. Chung Fu sometimes calls this work the upside down work, because sometimes we have to make the sound that's been stored up in the body by accident.
It doesn't sound so great,
doesn't
does
sound
it?
so nice.
It's not
sound so nice.
harmonious to start with.
Yeah, so we have to like build courage by starting any old way. So sometimes we just got to make sound however it comes out.
Open the channels.
Yeah, sometimes people say, I can't make sound because I don't sound very good. I can't sing a tone, or I can't sing a note. But just by the sheer kind of practice of making any sound, it starts the process. And I think, for just a second there, I was over here and I was feeling a deep feeling was coming up, and because I'm very trained, I let the emotion come up, and I'm not kind of like dwelling on it in that sense of like ooh, but I am letting the emotion just come up and move, and then I feel a sound, and so it's a little bit like a dance, and it takes some practice. But yeah, I'm a strong believer in Shungite, and this noble Shungite, which I prefer to call it, but most know it by the elite name, Elite Shungite. This really is, and many of you who come on the Chung Fu channel, I think you already know about it, and most of you by now potentially already working with it. But if you're not, it's to have 7 of them. So I've got 3 in my hand here, and well, there's loads on the bench here. But when you put 1 on each chakra, and then do your chakra opening practice and spin your chakras, what happens is the power of Shungite starts to actually fuse and join in with the light of your chakras, and it starts to boost your chakras much, much quicker. I mean, you can do it without Shungite and without crystals, and many do with their yogic practices and their sounding and breathing practices, but this is something that,
very earth connected, isn't it, Jerome?
Yeah.
It creates a kind of spiral that pulls the dark energy down and dissolves it into the earth. It earths it.
Yeah.
So you're spinning the chakras, but you got a multiplicity of energies going on, and you have got a spiraling energy from the center of the chakra and the Shungite that's also grounding what you don't need.
But I think the courageous thing to do is to just literally voice the dark, heavy. If we talk about it from a quantum perspective, it's not evil or bad or whatever. It just literally is it's like if you draw a painting and it's going to come out all grey and black or all dark colours. So it looks quite menacing, but it is just how we can feel inside. And so really I guess we're calling it Shungite alchemy.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're just being honest with the heavy sonic, vibrations, or the negative frequencies that build up and become noise. And so sometimes it's like, I think Isis was saying it in the beginning, it's like it's the darkness inside that if we actually voice it and move it, it does move pretty quick.
It does.
But then it's like we don't stop there. It's like you ride the wave. Once you put the hard work in to ride the crest, then you've got to know that now's the point to drop in on the wave, and it takes courage. But once you're surfing the wave, that's when you start to feel the joy and the fun, and it's really moving at that point.
It's about movement, isn't it? Sound is about the movement. Is the arrival of the light, and it moves through the sound, and it's transforming through the sound.
Yeah, and the Shungite being 2 billion years old, it has a great quantum of light in it. So I think, I don't know if that helps you guys, but yeah, just to wrap it up, that really has helped me greatly, is working with Shungite in that way, that it's packed full of ancient sun, and quantum physicists call it black sun. So it's just absolutely rammed full of sun power,
it's
solar power, and the fullerene molecule. So yeah.
So Jerome has made a course, and that he's going to be talking a lot about that one day to you, because he's very close to offering it to you all. And of course, I've really done it with him, haven't I, Jerome?
Yeah,
we did it together.
We've worked together on it.
Because it's a really important tool of this time. To know how to move fear and dark, difficult energy at this time is probably one of the most quintessential tools that you need, so that you don't actually fear these dark emotions. You don't fear them, because that's the thing, you see. In that sense, what we've been talking about today, and I perhaps it's time for me to do the final meditation, which I would do, but it's really of how do you connect your higher self to the deepest part of your being, and that is where Shungite comes. So it is like a great assistant, is like a power being helping you to ground your higher self into your body.
Absolutely. Well, if you do want to know more about my Shungite course, you can drop me a little email at shungitewarrior@pm.me. So that's short for proton mail. shungitewarrior@pm.me. We've got a few questions here.
All right.
One from Clara, more of a statement from Jill, and love from Kate Abbott. So Clara Cardamone says, "Hi, both myself and my son have COVID. Just wondering if it has an entity and whether there are energetic ways of clearing it. So much love and gratitude to you all."
Well, I think it's really interesting about the fear and the naming of this condition, which is about as varied as it could possibly be. I mean, it has one name, but really it has so many forms. And, you call flu, or you call this COVID, or you call that a cold, or and the thing is not to be afraid, exactly. And if you are a homeopath, what's really good is to just to diagnose symptomatically. So you got a cough, you get the cough remedy. You got a fever, you take the fever remedy. And to understand that, you obviously need to boost your immune throughout it. I'm sure you are taking the vitamin C, vitamin D3, zinc, quercetin. To really boost your immune system is really the most important thing of all. And not to be afraid of it, because it is not. In most cases, any more than a flu, it is not in fact a killer. It is simply something you go through, and it's been given this name. It is not always what it is said to be either. It's not even, sometimes it isn't that. So if it is, well, that's fine, but don't be afraid of it. And in terms of what to kind of work with energetically, oxygen. Make sure you get lots of oxygen, get lots of fresh air if you can, gentle walks. Don't go and get cold and wet, but look after yourself, but take air. Try to really breathe and deepen your breath and go inside and bring the light. And understand that this, this condition is, extremely, what can we say? Yes, it's 100% survivable. I know the figures are 99.98%, but it's basically pretty much 100% unless you have some kind of, concomitant disorder that makes you especially vulnerable. I know that is a fact. That
some of the top doctors swear by drinking the middle part of your urine, don't they?
There's that. There's also taking chlorine dioxide. You have to look up the dosage. There are many
Ivermectin,
hydroxychloroquine. These things may be available to you, or they may be hard to come by. But also the homeopathy oxygen, which is what you can get food grade hydrogen peroxide. That's really going to help you, and these things are available to you. And so pine needle tea, white pine needle tea, these things. And so if you need a little bit more help there, you can ask Jerome as well. He's got access to some very helpful remedies that you can ask this lady as well. He will, if you ask him, he will pass the questions on of what homeopathic remedies you might take. And just don't be afraid of it, beloved, and take lots of supplements that keep your vitamin C level very high. Peace, beloved.
Peace. Sheila just asking about shungite. So just so you know, it is my great honor to bring to you shungite, and it is available on my website, jrocker.com/crystals. That's JROKKA.com/crystals. I'm in the process of setting up a new store at the moment, which will be shungitewarrior.com. But if you want shungite, I can send it to you out there in Australia, Sheila. That's fine. And Jill Hobson says, "Hi, my roof is leaking at the moment, so in fear of the damage it is causing. Wishing many blessings." Well, we hope that not too much damage happens. That's not nice.
I'm sorry to hear that, dear one. On physical matters like that, indeed, you can't pretend that you can just whisk away that fear without getting a good roof mender in, beloved.
Kate Abbott says, "I've found this week very difficult. I felt ill, and that brings fear."
I understand, beloved. When you have an illness, sometimes it is a big clearing of quite a lot of stress that has preceded this time for you, dear one. I can see you've been through a great deal. And, I understand, yes. Try to remember when you have a dis-ease. Again, it is your body. A lot of it is your body detoxing, so go with it. Do everything you can to support your body to detox. And understand that your body is very, very intelligent. And your body is extremely intelligent, and there's a lot of light. But when toxins build up, anxiety, stress, all kinds of reasons why toxins will build up in the body. So drink lots of water. Drink lots of herbal tea that is appropriate, that is, going to help you. I say the fennel tea, star anise tea, white pine needle tea, all the teas that are going to help you to also detox and to calm down. Chamomile tea, all kinds of cleansing teas that you can drink. Water as well. And again, I do recommend high doses of vitamin C to help your immune system to fight it off. But yes, I understand why you've gotten ill, dear one, because you have been under quite a lot of stress. So let it clear. Have faith. Have faith in your body. Peace, beloved.
Just want to mention as well, we do have a beautiful group on Facebook, Chong Fu's group, The Teachings of Ascended Master Chong Fu. So if you're new on this video and you'd like to be a part of that group, it's always nice to see each other's faces, isn't it, and say hello and stuff. Our beloved Derval is one of our soon to be admins. Unfortunately, not quite yet. We're trying to sort a few things out. Still get our head around how to run the group and stuff. But yeah, come and join that as well if you want to be part of the beautiful group there. It's really lovely to have a few questions come in. I think we've got one more little question there. Is shungite good for thyroid disease? Oh, Chung Fu, you are such a light to my soul, especially the information on teas and cleansing.
Peace, beloved, iodine. Shungite is good for everything, but specifically for the thyroid, make sure you have a good amount of iodine so you can take all kinds of chlorella, spirulina, increase the iodine intake. You can also get purified actual iodine, can't you, Jerome?
Yeah.
Pepsi can help you to get a link for source of that.
Yeah.
That's very healing for you. And so I recommend really that you upgrade your intake of iodine at this time. Peace, beloved.
Peace. So that's it for questions, Chung Fu. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming forward. So we're really going to just end with a very short kind of revisiting. You heard these questions. You're all very brave and beautiful souls. So I remind you, all those who have come on feeling a bit ill, it's really not surprising at this time. Relax, rest, take baths, inhale beautiful oils, like lavender, eucalyptus, gentle with you. Don't put too much in, but a little bit. There are some really good oils like thieves oil that you can get. And they are very good for clearing the body. You need to purify. Disease is just that. It's the discomfort of the body. You've either been working too hard or you went, you let your immune system get a bit low. You went into environments that, in some way have been stressful and you've taken in some toxicity. Just let your body clear out. Have faith. And that is the opposite of fear, you see. Faith, love. Faith in love, faith in your divinity, in your purpose here on earth, because all of you here, you're light workers. You're here for a purpose. And yes, you're meeting this great, challenge at this present time. It's not actually the physical challenge. It's on the emotional level, which is why we're talking about the fear, because the greatest, if you like, pandemic is of the fear, isn't it? And you can see it all around. People wearing, face coverings up to their, barely seeing out of them and covering themselves, hiding, and all of the iniquities going on, the cruelties and unkindness, especially in some countries like Australia and Canada. And understand, beloveds, there are wise countries as well. And so, globally speaking, there's quite a balance of the governments that do see and have stopped all the madness, and those who are really taking their time and harassing and tyrannizing the people. So it's not surprising that you who are the light workers and sensitives are processing some of that, grief, rage, fear. It's very understandable. So remember, you're human. Your body is going to try and clear that. Have faith and understand, dear ones, as we come to the end of this little time together. You are wondrous beings. You have great power within you, but the power is a divine power. You have to go within. You have to bring all of yourself within. You have to remember that you are the love. The fear is your reaction, perhaps now, perhaps from before, to that which is not love. And so, as soon as you magnify the love, you start to see how small, in fact, the fear and all its creations are. So take a breath now with me, beloved ones, and remember this affirmation. Try to walk with it in your life, especially when circumstances are difficult and genuinely painful and fearsome. I am the living spirit within. I am the living embodiment of my higher self, who is one with the divine source of creation. Everything I think, feel, say, and do is for my highest good and for the highest good of all who are connected with me on the web of my life. I am always safe and protected, connected to the divine source of all love and light. I am always in the right place at the right time, thinking the right thoughts, doing the right thing. I open myself to receive the abundance of love manifesting in my life, and I let go of all fears flowing through my body from past trauma and pain. I breathe in the presence divine into this moment in my body, heart, and mind. And I give thanks for my life and for all the opportunities for my soul to grow and evolve here upon the earth. And so it is. Blessings and peace, dear ones. Blessings and peace and great love.
Blessings and peace. See you next time.